This is the turnstile that never turns, the chimneys that never pump steam, the factory that produces nothing. In its heyday, this steel mill employed thousands of people. They're gone. The plant is shut. No one works here anymore. This is the story of Lorain, Ohio, a town globalization left behind.
It's been a hard road for a lot of people in this community. When you walked out of high school, as soon as you got your diploma, the next day you can go get a job and start working at Ford, U.S. Steel, through shovel, shipyards. You don't have that anymore.
Down the road from Republic Steel is another plant run by U.S. Steel. It's still open, but it only has jobs for 200 people. Mark Williams knows he's lucky to be one of them. Mark is a lifelong Democrat who this year switched parties in order to vote for Donald Trump.
I'm upset. I'm discouraged with the government. There's people's lives at stake. There's people losing their houses.
Mark doesn't like what Trump says about women and immigrants, but a few months ago he met the candidate right here at Goody's Diner, and he was impressed.
Voting for my job. I asked a lot of questions. Didn't particularly care for a lot of the answers that he gave me, being a union steelworker, but they were honest.
You hear a lot about global trade deals in Lorain. None of it good. Those are the deals, they say, that killed this town, that made this one of the more depressing places in America. On the main drag, the Clinton campaign makes a splash, but they know Trump has tapped into something here.
I was born here, but I've lived here my whole life.
Dan Ramos's family's been here for 4 generations. Lorain is Union country, and it should be Hillary country.
I think people are upset. People have seen that the status quo has not gone well for us, that we need to do more. We need to make sure that we build an economy that rises all boats, as it were. I think that's what Secretary Clinton is pushing for.
Closed factories litter northern Ohio, ghostly cathedrals to another time, a time before the double blow of free trade and automation. When factories that used to employ hundreds of workers now look like this, it's not surprising that people are angry. And it's more human to blame other countries or immigrants than it is to blame computer chips or robots. But this wrecked plant is as much the story of technology as of trade. Susan Helper is a professor of economics who spent a few years working in the Obama administration.
We've had a particular kind of globalization, and this protects large multinationals that worry about things like intellectual property, whereas they don't protect labor rights or environmental rights. And so what you have is a globalization that's really rewards, in many cases, competition based on who can mistreat their workers and the environment more.
Back in Lorain, Tom Kelling is an optimist. Tom lost his job at U.S. Steel a year ago. He's just been called back. Do you think any of the candidates, from what you've heard, can help?
I believe both of them can. I believe it's more of big money. Any politician could help us. It's just who's going to be the one that's going to step up and say, hey, we need this money, instead of going here out of the country, bring it here.
The candidates can promise the moon, but these steel mills will never provide jobs and livelihoods the way they used to. A new industry will have to revive Lorain. That's a challenge for whoever is the next president. Katty Kay, BBC News, Northern Ohio.